On today's incredible adventure, we head into some of the most beautiful backcountry of southern Utah, featuring stunning and dramatic landscapes. We explore the first 30 miles of the Cottonwood Canyon Road. We'll see the Paria River, Hackberry Canyon, and all the while traveling along the cockscomb, with our final destination being Grosvenor's Arch. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another fantastic desert adventure here on the channel. Today we are heading into some very remote backcountry in southern Utah with the ultimate destination of Cottonwood Canyon Road and exploring all of the diverse landscapes that you can find within this area. So we're hitting the road now and we're going to get a lay of the land before we hit our first stop, but we have several on this trip. And our final destination will be the amazing Grosvenor Arch. And I have the feeling this trip is going to be incredible, so let's get after it. The first few miles are quite barren with muted colors. As we approach the overlook at about 6 miles, we can see the first trees along the canyon floor. So as you can see just across the road here, we've got the beautiful valley of Cottonwood Canyon we're going to be going into. Just off to the left side, the road will come down into this valley and we'll be exploring there. Once we reach the bottom, we'll be kind of driving along the Paria River, which would be incredible. And I think there's going to be some stunning views, a lot of interesting geological formations, a lot of colors, a lot of textures, beautiful sandstone all throughout this area. And just looking down here, I'm getting really excited because there's so many great stops on this trip. So first up, we're gonna go check out that river, see if it's even flowing. It's a kind of a bluebird day up there, and we'll see there might be some clouds kind of to the north, and you never know in these areas when water will be coming through, even though it seems perfectly dry where you're at. So let's get down there to the canyon floor and get to exploring. Check out this incredible tree. It's split in half and falling over, yet it's got 2 giant branches still growing out of it. That is so cool. The river there's just behind it, and it does look quite dry, which is good. Means we don't have to mess with too much BS. Oh, I take it back. That sucker is flowing. Not a lot, but it is flowing. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So the goal today is to show you the southern 30 miles of this incredible canyon and ultimately reaching that arch, but we've got 2 stops we're going to be checking out beforehand. The first of which is Yellow Rock. Should be fantastic, but a difficult and challenging hike. However, I think it's going to be incredibly rewarding. And then finally, a nice easy hike in Upper and Lower Hackberry Narrows. Let's get after it. So we've hit the canyon floor here and we're headed into Hackberry Canyon with the ultimate intention of finding the spur off to hike up to the Yellow Rock Formation. However, I'm about a quarter mile in and I'm not quite sure exactly how far it is before you kind of take a hard left and go up the cliff sides here. So I'm going to do another quarter mile or so before I head back and look for an earlier offshoot to get up to that amazing rock formation. So fingers crossed we can find it. You can see blue skies, and so far this wash has been dry, but you'll see water is starting to come down this canyon, which is very, very concerning. I'm going to go up a little ways further and keep my eye close on that flow and see if it's increasing, and then just going to be booking it out of here otherwise. I continued up another quarter mile, but after seeing that water coming down and clearly no path to get kind of more vertical towards yellow rock, I'm actually headed back down the wash. It must be very quickly after you enter the creek bed. So let's go back further down and see if we can't find an offshoot. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just call this one, but you never know. Let's see what happens once we get down there. Pretty good at finding stuff, but today might not be my day. What a joke. I ended up going down south of the trailhead, or the parking area, I guess, and no luck that way either. And the bummer really is I can't even look up direction because this area is so remote. There's no cell reception, but saw some beautiful canyon on the north end and got a couple of cool pics, and seeing that flowing water was kind of maybe a good omen. So not all is lost. We still have 2 incredible locations coming up on this trip. So here's a map of how to reach the Yellow Rock Trail so you don't make the same mistakes I did. The sun began to set and it was time to find a campsite. I found a really killer campsite here. It's in the lower part of our drive. I actually backtracked a little bit to find this spot, but I had scoped it out earlier, so I knew it was here, and it's got some breathtaking views. It's actually just where off to this side here, the Paria River goes up a different canyon. And then tomorrow we're actually going to be heading, continuing north to new destinations tomorrow, including the Hackberry Narrows and the Arch, as I've mentioned a few times now. So now it's time to get the bed all settled in the back of the Jeep and cook up some dinner, because we got things to do tomorrow. So let's finish out tonight and we'll get after it first thing. Well, it is the next morning and we've got the Paria River here just behind me. All night we were camping and I kept hearing that river just kind of trickling through. And so I knew this morning, first thing, I was going to be up here photographing this location because it's going to be incredible. I found this nice spot here where the river kind of winds through the frame, and there's these big, beautiful mountains back here that I think are going to catch some really incredible morning light. So it's just a matter of waiting. We've got our composition lined up and we're going to get some magic. From camp, we continue north to an incredible viewpoint of the Cockscomb, a stunning bridge line that winds through the canyon. Let's head this way first. So I chose the North Hackberry Narrows trailhead because you get a little bit of the south end and the north end when you come through this entrance. And I gotta tell you, this is spectacular. Just walking into the kind of northern section here, you can see it's not very wide at all, maybe 15 feet across. Pretty special. Let's see what's around the corner. That's always my favorite thing coming to these narrows. Obviously they make for fantastic perspective shots with those lovely leading lines, but what's so interesting to me is that like kind of treasure hunt aspect of what's around the next bend. So let's keep on cruising, see what else we can find. The narrowest part of the canyon. Now we're heading down the southern end from the trailhead, and I just want to give one more tip about these types of locations. I highly recommend late afternoon or early morning because you don't want harsh shadows and high contrast in scenes like this. It makes for an incredibly difficult image. Even HDR doesn't quite do it justice. And so coming where the light is more neutral like this, you get a lot better results. So highly recommend trying that tip out if you don't know it already. Now we drive the last few miles to our final destination. Well, we finally made it up here to our final stop, 30 miles up on this incredible scenic drive, and we've reached Grosvenor's Arch, an incredible arch, especially now that we have nice afternoon light. It is just glowing. I can't wait to get up there and show you it even more. It is just a true nature, spectacle of nature. Incredible. Let's get up there. What an incredible adventure here along the Cottonwood Canyon Road. I hope you have found some incredible spots for your next road trip. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I'll see you on that next adventure.